Hi, I'm Amber.
And I'm Marie from
Amber Marie and Company. And today we're going to show you how to make this beautiful wreath for your front door.
And you can make it too. Watch what we do.
Today we're going to show you how to make an adorable lemon wreath for your front door. It's yellow and black and white and so cute.
I love lemons. I love it. I love the color. I love the smell. And what better way than to bring it home with a wreath that you can create too. We're going to show you how you can make this for your home.
So come on and watch our video and create with us. And we have a special helper in our studio today, Winston, as you can see right here. He's chilling. The air is blowing right on him, so he is 100% so happy to be here. I'm sure throughout our video today, he's going to be showing you some of his favorites. So
he's going to sleep right now.
He is.
His little eyes are just rolling about. He's going to start dreaming in a minute.
Let's go through all of our products. So first of all, we have our cutting mat down to protect our surface. We've got our hot glue pot, we have our hot glue gun, we've got our bow maker over here, we've got all of the tools that we need. And we're going to start with our base wreath, which is a grapevine wreath. This is a 19-inch grapevine wreath, which will look great because once we put it on your door, it's going to be so full of flowers and great stuff that it's going to be nice and full and beautiful.
I love grapevine wreaths because their product grabs right at all these little spots. And so it's an easy wreath to make, it's a fun wreath, and easy to assemble.
Then the next item is, again, this is super easy. This wreath should not take long at all for you to make. We're going to use 2 of these beautiful lemon picks. Mom, do you want to start getting those ready?
Yes, I'm going to get the picks ready to go.
So those 2 beautiful lemon picks, that's going to kind of be the first part or the very base of our wreath that's going to kind of go around everything. And then also, I've got to show you the ribbon that we're going to use. So we have this beautiful lemon with black and white. We've got this really pretty yellow. And then we're going to use this black and white check. Look at this. And remember, all of these items can be found at ambermarieandco.com.
Now you might see what I'm doing is I'm taking this stem, and there's three parts, and I'm going to cut it apart. And then I'm going to kind of fluff these so they look like they're real. So this stem has 3 parts. And Amber will cut those apart in just a second. But I'm going to show you what you need to do is you need to take and you need to pull them apart so it makes it a lot fuller. And you move the flowers so they look like they're actually growing out on the tree. And see, here's the lemon. We're going to move the flower up like that. Move this. So that's always the first thing is to take and kind of, we call it fluff your stems so that they look real. And see how much bigger that is? How much bigger it comes out to be once you take it and spread it apart. This is the way it came out of the package, and this is the way that we're going to use it. Big difference. So don't just stick it in there like that. Make sure you separate it and make it gorgeous.
Okay, the next item that we're going to use in our wreath is this really pretty green bush with the yellow flowers. I love this because as you can see, you get lots of different cuttings from this. This bush is relatively inexpensive and it has lots of different branches that we're going to be able to use. So this is one of my favorites. It's going to give us a good little base on our wreath. Then I also have these 2 little picks right here in white with some different grass and greenery attached to those too. So I love this because it has lots of different stems on it. You can see here there's a long grass, there's a cute little like a laurel leaf on there. It even has some little berries. And this is something to remember when you're buying your stems wherever you might be buying from, which it should be Amber Marine Company, I'll just tell you because we've got the best.
Oh yeah.
Is that you have to be aware of what you're paying for and how much you get. So this is a big bang for your buck. If you look when you're fluffing this branch out, you get a lot on there for the price. So I'm going to be using 2 of those today as well. Then we're going to add some of these cute little flowers in right here. This is a little Gerber daisy spray. You have 3 picks on here, and this is just to give us a little bit of lift. So I've pulled 2 of those also to use. And then also, we're going to use 2 of these little picks right here. This is so cute. It's just going to add a little bit of flair and fun and whimsy. So there are 5 actual little curlies on this, so this is going to be a great pick to use as well. Okay, so let's start by making our bow first. So you can see I have 3 different ribbons here, all selected. That's going to make our bow first. We love big, beautiful bows. I've got our easy bow maker here to help me make our bow today. And then I have also 1 little piece of green wire here that you can see, and zip ties. That's the secret to bow making. I'm going to use 2 zip ties right there.
I can't live without zip ties.
Me neither. I love them. Okay, so I'm going to start with the base of my bow is going to be in this black and white polka dot. I've got my ginormous scissors here. I'm going to cut and get my ribbon ready to go for my first part of my bow. So this bow maker is great. You literally just put your spool of ribbon right there, and it's going to help me by holding my ribbon exactly where I need it to go. So the very first thing I'm going to do is measure out on my ribbon my tails, how long I want my tails to be. And I'm going to do 12-inch tails, so I'm going from my measurement here, the 8 plus the 4. I'm going to let that hang down, and that is going to be my first part of making my bow. So I'm going to make my bow here just real fast. The other thing I do when I'm making my bows, I start kind of spreading out all of my pieces so I know exactly how full my bow is going to look. So I'm going to move all of those little pieces around to make sure my bow is nice and full. I'm going to take and measure my other tail here and cut. There we go. So that is the first part, the first base of my bow. I've got that cute little black and white dot, which I think is so cute. Looks so good. That's going to look really good with our lemon and our yellow ribbon. I'm going to come in with my solid now. The other part of making a bow too is having lots of different colors and textures.
Where are you going, Winston?
Oh, Winston needs a break. Here you go, buddy. So my next round is going to be just the solid yellow color. I'm going to make my tail just the same way as I did on this last time. And just repeat the same exact pattern for making my bow.
I love that easy bow maker. It sure does help you make it a bow and hold it for you.
Okay, that is my second layer with the yellow, and now I'm going to come on with my third layer, which is this really cute lemon, and put that on top as my final. I'm just taking and twisting, but I do want to make this inner layer just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to measure this out right here to be about the 4-inch side. Okay, now that I have my bow all made, I'm going to go ahead and pull all of these kind of where I'm going to want them when I place this. So I'm going to have some of my loops coming up, some going straight out, some coming down, because I'm about to attach a zip tie to my bow, and when I put that zip tie on, it's pretty much going to hold these kind of in place. I'll be able to fluff it one more time before I actually put it on my wreath, but I always like to start with making sure I have it right in the right spot. So I'm going to take that, I'm pressing it down to hold it all real tight together, and I'm just going to literally pull up on this right here. I'm putting my zip tie in and through. I'm going to secure that zip tie right there, make sure I'm getting it right in the middle. But before I completely secure that zip tie on the back, I'm going to put in my wire, because this is how I'm going to attach this to my wreath. So I've got my wire in there, and now I'm zipping that really tight. The tighter the zip tie is, the poofier your bow looks, cutting off the back of that, and there we have a pretty bow that's going to go on our wreath. And that is going to be the first part because it'll be the focal point of what we're doing in our design.
Okay, now our beautiful bow is all made, ready to go and be attached to our grapevine wreath. So we've got the wire. Let me find the other piece of wire. There it is. I found it. Okay, so you're going to take this wire and you're going to stick it kind of through the grapevine. And pull it on through the other side. There, you got one of them. Now I'm going to put the other one through. I don't know if y'all can see that. Okay, I'm going to pull both of them through. And then I'm going to help this little bow find a home. Here's the home for the bow. Okay, and so we've got the wire back here, and we're just going to take it and pull it real tight and twist it around, just like that. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I love that bow. It's so pretty. Just looks like summer. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to snip it off.
Here you go. There's the snippers.
That's tight
And
enough.
we make sure that we twist that several times around because we want that bow to be nice and secure.
Yes.
And our bow doesn't look perfectly fluffed yet, but that's okay because we're going to turn it over and make sure that we fluff it.
So I'm taking some needle nose pliers and just twisting it. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to cut off the excess right there and right here. And then make sure that you push this down so that doesn't scratch your door. I kind of put it down in between the twigs. There's the bow. Whoa, look at the bow.
It's upside down.
Well, that's okay. I'll turn it around when I turn it over.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to take, if you can see here, I'm just going to move all of my loops exactly where I want them here on my wreath. Okay, getting all those loops perfectly out there.
I think that's what makes it really pretty is just to take and pull those loops out and make them big and fat. I like big fat loops.
Okay, so now I'm going to just take my bow and twist it around a little bit here to get it on there
Place
where
it where
I want
you
it.
want it.
Okay, so there we've got our bow placed. It's all fluffed and ready to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to dovetail all the ends here of my ribbon so that they're all ready to go. Just taking and I'm just folding over that ribbon just like this. Then I'm just cutting at an angle. That's what they call dovetail, so that's how it looks at the end.
Just those little added touches just make your wreath just look special. If you just left it square on the end or flat, I don't think it adds anything. But this just adds, okay, somebody cared enough to make the dovetails.
Yeah, it makes it look polished.
Finished, yeah.
There we go. Okay, so I've got all of those, all my tails. Now I'm just going to kind of move them out of the way because I'm got to have room to be making my arrangement, right? So
Yes.
Marie has taken the time to fluff all of these picks. So I'm going to start with greenery. I always like to use greenery in the base, in the background. So I'm going to take this pick and I'm going to use this one actually whole because this is what is my first piece. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take all of our pieces and we're going to use this bow right here as our centerpiece for everything to kind of stick out of. So I'm going to kind of get my placement of where I want this. I'm going to clip it a little bit because I don't need it to be quite this long. So I'm going to clip that off. And I'm going to end up sticking this right back in here, right into the grapevine wreath, right behind my bow. That's going to be my first part of my wreath, okay? So I'm going to take this, I've got my glue pot right over here, I'm going to dip it in my glue pot, make sure I got lots of glue on the end of it because I want this baby to stay. I'm going to try to wrap my glue around it. Ooh, let's see if that works.
And you want your glue to be like the consistency of honey. You don't want it too runny and you don't want it too thick.
Okay, so I've started right there with my first piece of greenery. And then I'm going to take my second pick. I have the exact same pick just like that. We're using 2. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to clip it so it's not quite so long because I don't need that length in this arrangement. I'm going to come over here to my glue pot, get a nice amount of glue on it, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to stick it right up under my bow on this side.
And so when you push it in that that grapevine wreath, you can kind of go in about an inch or an inch and a half, and then you can kind of feel it tug. And that's why, kind of how you know that you've got it in there deep enough.
Good placement so it's going to stay and not come out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a good point. Now I'm going to take, the next thing I'm going to do is take some of these cute little yellow flowers here on this bush, and I'm going to actually end up just cutting this bush completely apart. So Marie is going to start cutting and clipping each one of those pieces apart.
This makes your little bush go a long way.
That's so true. And then I'm just going to start filling in right here with this cute little flowers. I'm dipping them in my glue pot, and I'm just going to start filling in places that I feel like we need just a little dash of yellow, pretty flowers coming out. I'm just going to start taking those and putting them exactly where I want them. How many do I have here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right?
Looks like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay,
It's
so
an odd number, but
it
it'll
is
work.
odd. So I'm going to kind of think about using half and half. So I'm going to put probably around 4 up top.
So you can also push this up, because when you get down there, sometimes it's really close, but if you push up on this, it gives you a nice stem. How many do you have?
I have 3 up top.
Okay, here's 3 again. I'll get you 3 ready.
So I'm dividing that bush into 2 parts, right? Equal parts for up top and below. However, I always want to leave one for when I finish my wreath if I feel like there's some place I need to kind of fill in. So I'm going to put one to the side to make sure I leave plenty of room for that, and I'm going to start on the lower part of my wreath here, adding some really cute yellow flowers down here. So I'm going to add some of this. This is all filler because the focal part of our wreath, besides our bow, is going to be the lemon picks that we're going to add later. So this is just ways to really fill that wreath up.
Oh, this is getting to be so cute.
And to
I love
really,
it.
And as you can see, this is adding a lot. Our wreath started out at 19 inches, but with
It's not
all of
gonna
this,
end up that way,
no,
is
with
it?
all this fullness, it's going to be a lot longer or a lot bigger than 19 inches. So I'm just going to come in here.
So you see, every layer just adds more dimension and adds a little bit more color and a little bit more fullness. So think about that as you're cutting your bush apart and using all of it.
I have one more that I'm going to use. I've saved my last one, the odd number, for a little extra in case I have a fill-in spot that I want. I'm going to take this yellow one and I'm going to add it right up here because I just want my wreath to extend just a little further up top. So you can see where we're at right now so far on our design. Okay?
Oh, I love it.
It looks cute, doesn't it?
Yes.
Now I'm going to come in. Should I come in with our lemons next, do you think?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's cut our lemon bush.
You want this cut in 3s?
Yes, let's cut it all up. So we're just going to literally take this, and this, actually, you don't even have to cut this because of the way it's wired. You can just pull it apart like I just did there. So we're going to use one stem for up top and one stem down here for the bottom.
Oh, I need some bigger cutters on that, please, the big one.
So I'm going to take my, this is the larger lemon. There's a big lemon stem and then there's smaller lemon stems. So I'm going to use my big lemon stem here first. Okay, so I placed my first lemon pick, which is my largest lemon pick, right there first on bottom. Then I'm going to take my next pick right here, and this is what it looks like right there when you first pull it away from the branch. I'm just going to fold that back. I'm going to add glue to it, and I'm just going to stick it in here. Since the lemons are the focal point, that's why I'm doing them after all of the filler. I can come back in with more filler if I want, but I want those lemons to be on top of all of the others because that's what's going to make this so cute, right? So far, that's what we look like right there. Got these 2 little lemons coming out. And I've got one last lemon pick here. And this last one, I'm going to cut it on its stem because it's the last one on top. So I'm cutting that little guy. And I'm going to add it right down here.
I just cut the other one.
There you got it. She got it. I'm going to add some glue. And what's nice about the grapevine wreaths too is you can always select where you're going to put your next flower just by sticking it in there and trying it first before you actually glue it. So there's always like trial and error. It's not always going to be exactly the same every time, but you can just kind of stick it in there, see where you want it to go, because your wreath is going to take different shapes and forms every time. I can never duplicate the exact same wreath twice.
No, it's
because
you get in different inspirations.
Well, yeah, and your wreath form might be a little bit different.
That's true too.
So I'm just going to add that little pick. That was part of that right down there at the bottom.
Cute.
So it's taken a really cute shape and really cute form right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing up here on the top. I'm going to start with my largest pick. And it's just, I'm kind of replicating the exact same thing. I'm just going to go in, put a nice amount of glue on that baby right there. And I'm going to start with it closest to the bow, just separating everything out. I'm going to stick it right into that grapevine right there. So there we go. We've got that little lemon just peeking right up. I'm going to come back with my next one here. Put plenty of glue on my pick.
Doesn't that just look like summer and lemon? It makes me want a big old tall glass of lemonade.
Lemonade.
Yes.
Just sticking those in there. So
or
cute.
you know what else? A lemon meringue pie.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Are you going to make a lemon meringue pie later for us?
Maybe.
Show us all how to do it?
Yeah.
How to make that meringue nice and high?
Oh, yeah. I love lemon meringue pie.
Okay, so there we go. Quick and easy there. That's where we are so far on our wreath. Now remember, I've saved this little guy out. So I'm going to take a really good look at my wreath and see if there's any place that I feel like I need any kind of filler or maybe an extra flower. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up to myself and I'm just going to look and see, okay, is there any place that I feel like I need just a little extra pop of yellow or a little extra flower? And I found a little spot, I feel like right down here.
That's funny because I thought right up there. So we both, you know, you look at it differently. So whatever you decide, it's your wreath, it's what you like, make it your own.
Put it right in there. Okay, so there
I think you were right.
There we have our wreath, our final product right here.
Ooh, I love it.
What's going to add a lot of light to this wreath is the white Gerber daisies. So we're going to cut these all up and we're going to just take and add these in to make it look like summer is just growing on our front door. So we're going to add this guy in right here. And remember, one of the things when you're making a wreath that you want to always remember is keep air in between everything that you're doing. You don't want this to be flat against your wreath. You want it to take form and shape away from your wreath because that's what makes it really look like it's just growing. And also when the air or if there's a breeze that blows on your door, these things will all move and it just gives it so much character, I feel like.
That's a great little tip.
So I'm adding all these little white flowers right up in here. I have two different stems, two different picks. So I'm adding some white up top here and then I'm going to add some white down below. Okay, and then maybe I should have one poking right up here.
Yes,
let's do that.
There's a
it's
home
like
for that one.
It's growing out of the bow.
Oh, it is.
There we go. Okay, so there I have my cute little Gerber daisy picks up top that add just lots of white and fun. And
that
now
just topped it off.
It does. That helps it, doesn't it?
So makes it so cute. Because it's just another layer. Now you could have stopped just where it was. You didn't have to add that. But look at the difference. Look at the two sides. The difference is amazing to me. It just helps. But like if you don't want that, you don't have to do it. It's your wreath. Make it your own.
So there we go. And then one more right here at the very end. Put that right down in here. There we go. Oh my gosh, this is just becoming the cutest little lemon wreath. I just
Ding
love
dong. It's a ding dong.
it.
It is.
Now, also, if you happen to get, like I did, I got a little piece of glue here. Don't worry. Look at that. You can just pull it right off. Super easy to do, so don't stress out about that. That's one nice thing about hot glue is it holds really well, but also, if you need to, you can peel it right off.
Except fake nails.
It doesn't come off fake nails?
It's hard to get it off of fake nails.
So I love these because they kind of mimic and match in the ribbon. And this is just a little icing on the cake. So we're just going to find a good little place to put these in. And what's really nice is I'm going to cut this just a little bit because I want to decide where I want it. Actually, I may not have to cut this. I don't need to cut this one.
That goes in there real well.
I'm just finding a spot kind of just in the middle because I'm going to end up pulling these and placing them exactly where I want them. So I've got that in. I'm going to have some coming up, some coming down this way. I'm going to move my greenery picks around this so that they are hidden and just kind of poking through right where I want them to be seen. So again, just really fun little add of whimsy to your wreath to make it look like spring or summer, or lemons and lemonade stands are just poking right out.
The lemons are spiraling out of control. They're so happy.
Look how cute that looks. Isn't that cute?
Oh, I love it.
And again, you're just going to want to twist all your other greens kind of around it just to make it look like it's just kind of coming out. And we're going to do the same thing up top. Okay, and one last pick. We have this cute little guy right here, and on this one I'm going to clip it down just a little bit up here up top. Add my glue from my glue pot in. Sticking it in.
Wow, that is so cute. Look at how that just adds a little extra touch. You don't have to have it, but why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want that? Because it makes it so precious. Look at this lemon wreath. Oh my gosh, it's just darling. Wouldn't you love this on your door?
We love it because it has dashes of white and yellow. It's just perfect for summer.
You couldn't get any better than a lemon wreath on your door. It's gonna really pop from the street when people are looking at your house. So I think you could make it too.